What's going on? Y'all already know who it is. It's the chef. We whipping the pot and serving that DeFi sauce. The sauce of today is going to be the Bollinger Bands mixed with the RSI and the MACD. This is a combination that a lot of traders use with anything else they want to use, like the Fibonacci's, etc. This Fibonacci, if y'all see, is a little different than from the previous one. This chart is actually looks like it's old. I guess I started it here. It says June 27, so I was saying that the Bitcoin was going to come to here. It did, but just a little bit, a little bit later. And then now we'll just see if it's going to hit that 32 around this area and break down, or if it's just going to break down, whatever it wants, right? But that's not the point. The point is, we see this. Matter of fact, let me take this Fibonacci out. I'm gonna leave that there because I'm curious. So basically, the Bollinger Bands are these blue lines you see here with the orange in the middle, right? The settings vary. Everybody has their own taste. You can play around with whatever. The one I have is the default session. The default setup. Basically, the Bollinger Bands are used when it's riding this blue line. It's on an uptrend, and when it breaks down and it breaks this orange line, and, it starts a downtrend, and it does that the same thing. We're seeing it on the weekly right now. So if you see it on the daily or on the hourly, etc., then you'll see what I'm talking about, right? So you can see here it rides this blue line in the bottom is on a downtrend. Here just wicked down crazy. I think this was, I don't know what that was, but anyways, you see sideways actions. It ran up to the blue line and then it held the orange, etc., right? So now the mixture that people use is, in a sense, like let's say since we're here, right, and the data's coming in fresh. Let's say we're right here. You see this cross right here, right? And you see this cross right here. This is the RSI. Let me put the names. Why is the names not showing? So this is the RSI, right? And usually when it's over 70, some people do 80. I do 70. When it's over 70, it's overbought as here, and when it's below 30, it's oversold, like here, right? So now, what can we do with this information? If we mix the MACD, let's see if we can see this, right? If we mix the MACD real quick, which is this one, with the RSI, and then looking at the chart at the Bollinger Band, we can tell that when this cross happened, this purple line went up, right? The cross on the MACD was slight, but you can see it in there. And if you go into the hourly, you can see it better, but you see this slight cross here. You had the same cross here, and then you had the cross over the orange and this squeeze. Normally when this squeeze happens, there's always a blast. See, squeeze, blast. It don't matter what direction, but there's always a squeeze and then a blast, right? Or accumulation. So here it squeezed, and then it kept on squeezing, plus the MACD gave you bullish indication on the daily, and then on the RSI as well. And what it did, it went oversold. It went all over to what, 24K. It basically hit the blue line, broke down, and went sideways. It broke below it, and then once it hit this blue line here, it boosted up again. So people know when to trade these. Usually you want to stay away when the orange line is present. You want to see what direction it's holding, like if it's gonna hold or if it's gonna break through, in a sense. Because here you saw it held, but here it broke through, or here it broke through, it didn't, So that's two things. Another thing you want to see is the volume or the color in the MACD. The greener the candle, obviously, and the bigger the volume coming in, it means the more money coming in. When you see it dying down in color, it means it's dying down in price action. Same thing happened here. They boosted up more money, to make you believe there was more coming in, and then they started dying it out little by little, and you see the sell action in here. You can see the sell in the volume, So, those are things that you can use. And again, you can use the 4 hour, the whatever, the 3 hour, the 2 hour, the 5 minute, whatever you want to use, because it depends how you trade, right? If you're a scalper, if anything, or whatever. So if I was a scalper, I'll be looking at this 5 minute, and I'll probably buy here and then sell here, and then sell, put a sell limit here as well, and then boom, boom. Those are the plays that you could potentially do, but you have to be in and out. And if you're doing the 5 minute, I'm looking at that hour. I'm looking at that 4 hour, because I want to see what it's doing on a bigger time frame. Like, in a sense, if this is 4 hours, how many 5 minute candles are in here? A lot, right? Because each candle here indicates 4 hours. meaning that every 4 hour divided by the 5 minutes, whatever that is, you know what I mean, there's gonna be a lot of patterns in there. So you're gonna see a whole bunch of patterns. Now what you want to do is always follow the trend. If you see that it broke down this and you caught a sell here, you know, and you're going with the trend, cool. But if you seeing that it broke down this and you're ready to buy, you know, you're wild. Because one, you can see the cross here. You can see on the MACD, look at this cross, right? It broke down below the orange line. The volume was weak on the green side, first of all, and then it crossed on the MACD, plus red candles came to indication, you know, in the 5 minute. That means sell, you know, there's sell pressure. Plus you see here the RSI, the RSI crossed below the yellow line. That's, you know, bearish. Another thing we could do, matter of fact, I'm gonna give you more sauce. Let's go with the money flow. If you go with the smart or the money flow, the smart money flow, whatever you wanna you play around with, you can see right here that the money started curving down. The money started leaving. You see the money leaving. You see the RSI crossing. You see the volume leaving. You know, so these are things that you can use in your favor. It doesn't mean it's gonna work 100%. You know, there's traders that trade only by these rules and they lose too, because sometimes the market makers could just, you know, make you believe it's drowning, it's gonna dump, and then it goes up. Remember, this is a 5 minute. This goes quick. You're thinking you are on profits, and then you don't take profits, and then woo, you at a loss or break even, etc. You know, until you wait, because this could have, you know, this could have gone the other way around. This could have kept going up. So yeah, just real quick video on that. RSI, money flow, MACD, and Bollinger bands. Nice tools. You got the trading view, you know, that you can use. Obviously, it's free, but you can. To have more indicators, you have to have a plan. I'm not gonna tell you use mine. You can use whoever's referral. And yeah, that's it. You know, we stay lit.